Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angryprepper. Today's video, we're going to talk about cashless society and how that can absolutely throw a monkey wrench in the preps that we're trying to prepare for, right? We're trying to prepare for the fucking collapse of society because it's around the corner, or the collapse of the financial system, and the cashless society thing is growing. There is a definite problem with a cashless society, especially for preppers. So the cashless society is growing around the world, guys. We are seeing this thing growing at exponential rates. We're seeing countries again like Nigeria, India, China, which did it over a course of time. Many American companies and a lot of companies in the UK and Australia as well are doing cashless businesses. A cashless society is bad for preppers, extremely bad for preppers, because now, guys, they know exactly what we have if we decide to play that game. I know a lot of us are not. But if you are deciding to play that game because your hand is forced, it can screw a lot of things up, because now you can't get the ammo you want, or the firearms you need, or the MREs, or the water jugs, or the security system, or the lumber to build an underground bunker, or rent an excavator. All of that should be cataloged. And they're going to look at it and go, whoa, what the fuck's going on in Oklahoma? Why are they renting all of this heavy equipment? Why is they're spending so much money on ammo? And are they trying to build a community like David Koresh? They're going to make that connection. We cannot be a part of a cashless society. We cannot be a cashless people, because it is going to bite us in the dick. If you're a dude, if you're a chick, you're nipples. But anyway, you get my point. My point is that this is very bad for us. How many boxes of MREs do they need? All of it. And then as soon as they start recognizing what's going on, if we're part of the cashless society, if we're part of the CBDC, they could shut it down. They could shut our accounts down. Done. Well, I just got paid. You don't have access to your account because you got direct deposit. A lot of us have direct deposit. Starting to rethink that. I'm not sure if they give out checks, but whatever. Point is, guys, is that we're definitely going to have to pivot, and fast, because we're going to witness some shit that's going to get ugly. Now, of course, a lot of us are trying to prepare for whatever might happen. But I think we should be preparing for the fact that our bank accounts might get frozen, locked up. Because you might have a bank account with Chase or Capital One or TD Waterhouse, whatever it is. They don't like what you're buying. They could lock you out of your account. Imagine that shit. This is why we got to deal in cash. And we got to pull cash. We got to pull as much cash as we can and have it on hand. Here's the other problem. I'm not trying to be a negative Nancy. I'm just wargaming the bullshit that's coming down the pipe. You pull cash out to have cash on hand. But now they go to a cashless society, and now cash is obsolete. Like I said in my last video on the Angry Truths channel, 90% of society is using, and it's never going to be that high. I'm just, throwing a figure out there. 90% of society is no longer using cash. Only 10% is. That 10% is going to have to join the system. That's exactly what they're going to tell us. Now, as preppers, hopefully a lot of us are in communities together where we could deal with one another and have a life and a society of our own, so that we're not a part of that. And that can definitely be a movement for America, because listen, a lot of people are going to get tired of that cashless society. A lot of people are going to be tired of getting tracked, having their shit shut down, their things invalid because they try to purchase something. Oh, you bought too many trips to fucking the Bahamas, fucko. You can't go. You're fucking the air up. And then they fucking block your trip to go to Bahamas. This is the kind of shit we're going to see. Now, for the normies, that's the kind of shit they're going to have to deal with. I'm trying to get all my trips in now before we get to that point. But the normies are going to have to deal with that kind of shit. How many times are you going to go see cats? And then they lock your shit up because they're like, only a fucking retard would see cats 1,000 times. But my point is, guys, is that normies are going to deal with normie shit. We are going to have to come up with a society of our own to get away from this shit, because it's only going to get worse. Now, I read something interesting when they were talking about cashless societies. They stated going cashless allows businesses to track their customers' experience and the things they buy. So that helps them, for example, at an event, or let's say at a stadium. You're a Yankees fan. You want to buy a cap. They're tracking the caps, and they're tracking how many caps are sold. Oh, the pink caps sold better than the blue, but the grays were sold out. And it helps them track their inventory. That's how they're putting it. They're trying to sell us the bullshit. Listen, these people have been tracking their inventory. They've been tracking their inventory computerized anyway. When you scan it before you pay for it, it's tracked that way. Cashless society is just a bullshit fucking way for them to have us give up cash. Oh, it tracks it. It gives you a better experience. There's no better experience than paying. I've never paid in my life a new way and go, man, this makes fucking my experience so much better. Never the fuck has anyone ever said that. Never anyone was like, I can't wait to give up my money paying this way. Stop. This is the shit that they're running. And then they like to run the other bullshit. Well, it also cuts down on diseases and germs because there's no hand-to-hand of cash. It also cuts down on illicit activities because, you know, when we go cashless, criminals can't pick your pockets. They're not picking our pockets. They're hacking our bank accounts. Like, the bullshit reasoning these guys come up with is fucking asininely bad. It's like the worst lying in the world. And the crazy shit is, the craziness of it is, the normies believe it. The normies are like, well, they said it'll cut down on sex trafficking because they won't have cash. They don't fucking deal in cash. They deal in cryptocurrency and other shit. They don't fucking, I mean, some cases, sorry, they do hand off cash. A lot of the times, it's fucking cryptocurrency and shit that can't be tracked for now. The CBDC will definitely track them. So they'll come up with another way to come up with using a CBDC system. Criminals always do. They try to have us believe that a cashless society is going to stop criminals from being criminals. Criminals are always going to fucking criminals because that's what they do. They're criminal. And they're always going to find a way how to criminal. The fact that they think they know that the normies are stupid, but the rest of us aren't. We see through the bullshit. Again, guys, the amount of cash that's being used now has dropped because of COVID. So before COVID, I think the number dropped to about, or went up 8%. So it was at, let's say, 20%. I'm just throwing the number out there. And it went up to 28% because of COVID. People were like, well, I don't want to touch this machine and catch it. And so people got used to it. That's including me. Now I'm carrying more cash on me because I'm like, you know what? Fuck that. I don't want to be part of the cashless society. I also don't want them to track every time I buy a fucking, a can of corned beef hash, It's bad. It's bad for preppers. The CBDC and the cashless society is bad for preppers. I know there's some preppers out there that continue to say this is not going to happen. They're clearly not paying attention. The Federal Reserve is saying it's going to happen. I'm going to go, listen, the government lies a lot, but when they want shit in their interest, they're going to make it happen. And this is the way they're going to make it happen. Now, are they going to get a lot of us on board initially when this goes live? No, absolutely not. Like I said in the Angry Truth video on the cashless society in Nigeria situation, they're going to create a situation for us to force a lot of us into the system. Initially, when this goes active, when this goes live, they're going to give us incentives to join. They're going to tell us, oh, you can get your tax return like that, right? And people are going, oh, well, my tax return today so I can spend it 10 minutes from now. People are going to do it. Well, if you join the CBDC, we'll give you a not FedNow, we're going to give you a Fed coin or 2 Fed coins if you join the CBD system. People are like, oh shit, I'm all in. Here's the solution, guys. The solution is carry more cash. Carry as much cash as you can on you. Also, don't go to places that just deal in debit cards and credit cards, right? If they don't deal with cash, if it's right at the door, it'll tell you no cash. And you see a reverse ATM inside there, do not go. A lot of event halls, I keep saying event halls, a lot of event arenas or sports arenas, they're starting to switch over to this cashless society bullshit. They're putting in machines, I think, if I'm not mistaken, later this year and the next year, and I think for the next Olympics, whenever that shows up, they want to go cashless for the next Olympic, if I'm not mistaken. Beware. I know a lot of you love your football and all this other bullshit because clearly when these guys are taking a knee, you people were still watching. But they're going to go cashless with that, guys. And if you are going to these arenas, if you're going to these sporting events, the way to combat cashless society is don't attend. Don't attend any of it. Garth Brooks is fucking singing on stage in one of his shitty songs. Don't fucking go. Any of these places, guys, do not go. If it's a Five Guys, a McDonald's, for whatever fucking reason, don't. Do not do it. Pay in cash. If they don't take your cash, walk out of the store. Simple. So, listen, this reparation shit, by the way, that the federal government's starting to talk about now, that California's talking about, there's something in there for them. And I don't like it. And I think that this reparation, they're going to get people to sign up for this reparations and then say, well, we'll pay you in FedCoin. If you sign up for the CBD system, you can get $40,000 per household. I could fucking see them using that to lure people in. Again, that's my conspiracy theory side, but this reparation shit, which is bullshit in my opinion, they're definitely going to get people to sign up for it through way of this reparation if it goes through. That's a side thing. Anyway, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.